with the shurikens. That's how much bonus karma you get. And karma is used for skills. Also, I hope you like the motif of industrialism, because that's going to be it for the coming few levels. As Lo Wang said, we are at Silla Shipyards in Osaka, which is a more precise location than Shadow Warrior's location of Asia. That was the location where Shadow Warrior took place.
What the hell is an antique
Asia.
sword doing in a shipyard?
Well, honestly, it's
Well, didn't
still
have
very vague about its actual cultural, thematics.
didn't the original Shadow Warrior have a lot of levels though?
It
Asia's a pretty big continent.
it had quite a few levels. Like, I might knock the original a bit for, the racism and such, but it was still a pretty decent game. And just like this game, it also was sort of played around a bit with the weapons. And the melee weapon was also very useful. Oh, hey, look. I think that's a person from Tenchi Muyo. Or at least it looks like one a bit. Wait, is that
Well, whatever.
or is that one of the Sailor Moon characters? The green-haired one, or what's her name?
I have no idea.
By the way, did you know that Sailor Moon was in the original Shadow Warrior?
Yeah, you sort of talked about it
Yeah.
a bit in the previous one.
Let me give another fact. Did you know that 3D Realms actually tried to market Shadow Warrior in Asia?
Now that seems a bit unlikely, but
They actually did though.
So how did that turn out for them?
Well, the Asians did not take kindly to, being lumped in with the Chinese, and the Chinese don't take kindly to being lumped in with the Japanese.
yeah, I can imagine they wouldn't really like that. That's kind of like directly after World War II calling a Dutchman a German. It's a great way to insult someone. It still is in a way.
Waste it!
Yeah, there is some serious bad blood going on in some of those countries.
Mainly it's because the Japanese politicians are kind of big about, not visiting the graves of war criminals. Did you know they have a shrine exclusively for war criminals in Japan?
I don't know. Wasn't there also the problem that there was this whole incident in China during the Second World War
Yeah, that's a pretty
And
big issue. But it goes back even
the
further.
problem was Japan just simply, they just claimed that either it never happened or that it wasn't as horrific as it actually was, which,
They do that a lot.
as expected, really pissed off the Chinese.
For instance, you had a politician write a general write a thesis that the use of comfort women was greatly exaggerated during, those wars.
Yeah, but that's sort of a big issue that...
Of course, that general got fired for that.
Yeah, let's also talk about the fact that the incident in question was just a gigantic, very long massacre. Like, that's some Holocaust level stuff that went on there.
All for the East Asian social parodies here. The sort of Japan's version of the first wife. People are kind of tasteless and all here.
But this is all stuff we should probably talk about when, or if we're gonna talk about it, we should wait until Arthur gets in here, since he can actually, tell quite a bit about that sort of stuff.
I don't know. Has he ever covered wars?
I wouldn't know, but he is sort of a, general Asian culture expert, so to speak.
Arthur knows quite a bit about Asian culture. Definitely a lot more than me.
One thing I also know is that the Chinese and the Japanese sort of have a rivalry, so to speak, going for a very long time. It isn't just the recent incidents, though they really didn't help.
And then you have Korea just trying to get noticed.
Well, Korea also takes a part in this whole thing, and I don't remember exactly what the relations are, but pretty much Japan is not big friends with any other Asian country for various reasons.
Well, another note to make is that in this game, Lo Wang is definitely Chinese and not, you know, just Asian. I don't really specify how he came to Japan, but well, generally,
I guess he drove there.
yeah,
Part
I guess
of the
he
way, at
just
least.
he just stepped off the boat and they gave him a sword, and Mr. Zilla there told him to kill someone, and then he did.
I think I can move these trains around.
And there are so many inappropriate jokes you can make about this, but well, I won't do it because I'm not that terrible yet. Also not really in the mood to be terrible right now. So, you know, let's talk about war crimes some more.
Oh yes. Oh hey, it's a puzzle. Yep. Pretty sure there's going to be a secret though for not pulling one of these.
Oh man, look at this. This is totally
No,
gonna be a
That's
puzzle.
not it.
Let's pull this one. These are some weird monitors.
Told you. Piece of cake.
Oh, we solved it.
Oh wow,
Well,
that
like-
seems like really hard.
Well, it could work. You could have the main screen for most of your typical stuff, and then one monitor could be for, you know, stream chats, and then the other for bank
Yeah,
account information, and
You
so on and
laugh,
so
but
forth.
I sort of have that set up here with only 2 screens, but still. I have one really big screen and one relatively tiny one. But then, you know, I also have different machines, you know, set up in a very strange way, so I can just...
Now I'm kind of curious that if I push the middle one, do I get a secret?
Hmm.
I'm not seeing anything that's open. From, you know, looking between the gaps here. So I'll just... oh wait. Is this the solution? How do I get out then? Yes. They should really get whatever engine Platinum used to make Rising.
Well, the thing is, it's not that amazing technically speaking, but to do it efficiently, I can imagine being a fucking nightmare.
Also replace all these boxes with watermelons.
Also, they actually did some pretty clever stuff with texturing, but you know. That said, we are sort of starting a new generation of like consoles, so we're gonna see some neat graphics happening in the near future.
Okay.
Though honestly, if you want to talk about neat graphics, you should check out SIGGRAPH.
I'm
That's
seeing-
always a lot of fun.
Hey, you want to skip this noise and get a beer? No? Okay. I guess I should go back to killing you.
Where are the
You can imagine going for a beer with an Oni. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Assuming he doesn't want to kill you at any point of it.
Well, if you can get him to say that you want before you go, he probably will not, because Oni are very, you know, earnest. Which kind of says something about Japanese culture. That, you know, being earnest with them is kind of, you know, their weakness, and also a lot of their, you know, why they are kind of abhorrent. And of course, there's all the bruising and violence that they do. Yeah, and I find the dodges to be pretty interesting in general.
Yeah, I agree. But actually, I have a big book of mythology right next to me. It is really fascinating.
Will it have the tale of Shuten Doji?
I think that may be a little bit too specific because it's from just about every culture. It's the really big myths, and some of the more obscure ones, or at least not the very big ones,
Another
are
one
in
of
there.
these guys. It's from where's that guy standing? So Shuten Doji was a regular kid, and then he drank some sake and he became Oni.
Oh right, you actually talked about this.
Then he basically became a bandit based around the mountain. Which one was it again? Oh wait? Damn it. Or and Windows is just bothering me for sticky keys for some reason.
Oh, that's always fun. Man, you should really just turn all of those out.
That's
Really annoying.
alright, that guy's arm gone, so he must be doing that.
Oh, you fight two of them.
Yep. It's actually a pretty hard battle. If, you know, I wouldn't have all these resources at my disposal. And I see that guy's armor. But he still has his fire wave hand. God damn it, why is this game showing all of a sudden?
Wait, that's actually a client-side thing because I sort of felt it was a Twitch issue.
Yeah, it suddenly started showing again, probably because
Don't worry. Next
Windows
time you'll do
started some
better.
sort of program
Oh wait,
in the background.
you won't.
I don't know, maybe it's updating something.
Yeah, it's probably updating something. Actually, what? Nah, that's probably not the issue. Actually, come to think of it.
God damn it, Windows.
Or you know, one of your antivirus programs may have decided to kick in. Which reminds me, I should at some point really fix the scheduling of one of my maintenance programs, because it will just completely take away every single program I'm running at that time and pop up a completely new screen, and that can get really annoying real fast.
Can someone check the chat if Arthur said something about what I was talking about with Shuten Doji?
Nothing from what I can see. I'm
Right.
keeping an eye on both of the chats because I have multiple screens, you see.
So
As far as I know, he just mentioned something about, you know, forcing food down his throat. That was about it.
well, that's a given. It's Arthur we're talking about.
Zing!
Okay, so what the hell is causing this thing? Oh, hey, what is showing us a secret here? Oh,
Well, I don't know.
Did
I
she
guess if
just
it becomes
disappear?
too big of a problem, we can always take a quick break at the end of this level and just restart the stream.
Yeah, we can probably take a break and just check out what's happening. Because this seems like a serious issue, especially if it's client-side. Oh hey, it's a new enemy type.
yep. These
So,
are... I don't really know what they are.
Onabushi, I think, which is just female warrior.
So we hit one of those things and Lo Wang doesn't say there can be only one.
If this was Duke Nukem Forever, he'd make some really bad pun about giving head.
I'd argue something about it being a bit too old of a reference, but you know.
But this game is a lot classier than Duke Nukem Forever, so it doesn't.
Well, it doesn't take much to be more classy than Duke Nukem Forever, let's be honest.
Yeah. Like, when people first heard of this game, there were no expectations about it, because, you know, Duke Nukem Forever. Oh hey, her hair is clipping to the ceiling.
Oh no, it's one of those barnacle things from Half-Life. It's gonna eat you up.
Really hated those things.
Yeah, the worst part is when you kill them, they vomit like guts and blood. Pretty icky.
Oh, another one of these guys?
Suddenly portals everywhere. Man, it would be great if you've got some sort of nuke item and just deny the game its fun. Just be like, nope, this isn't happening. You've also gone a bit soft, by the way, nerd. Might wanna... Well, I'm slowly noticing you're getting softer and softer, so...
Maybe something is fucking with my computer again.
Well, it's not that big of an issue, I'm just sort of warning you.
God damn it, what the hell is up with this sudden latency? When did I say mutant version?
Well, that's just refs are sort of misunderstanding, I think. Call it an accent thing, I suppose.
Get out.
Wow, this is actually looking pretty tense.
Yeah, maybe because I'm rage active.
Just get through the stage and we'll fix this.
So because you have so much proactive mechanics to recover health, these fights can often be a bit of a back and forth in terms of your health. Of course, that was their support. Let's go over here.
Yeah, guys, the thing is, it's not actually stream lag. This is a issue on Lurk's side. So his game is actually running slow. And he's having the same issues you're seeing here. We're gonna try and fix it in a bit, but we sort of want to get to a checkpoint first. Actually, yeah, let's do that instead. Just save and we'll continue right here.
You can still manage to get 4.5 shurikens from that.
Well, it's normal. Right, we'll be right back, guys. Just going to see what's eating up all my process memory.
So, you know, stay tuned. We should be back any moment.